And through the eyes of Chase, that's where I'm going to commentate for a moment. Chase is looking at a tap steam vents, and at first you're probably thinking, all right, whatever. Stomping Ground comes down. You feel off. No fetch so far. Could be Teamer, like Crashing Footfalls. But now you see a Blood Crypt. All shocks, no fetches. It's a weird place to be. Doesn't feel like Domain. Domain would have fetched for a Triome. Playing into some 4-color list. Probably already has him pinned down for creativity at this point, but hasn't seen any token generation. Okay, so
did Damien pass the 3-mana up?
Yes.
Okay.
Damien has gone tap land, shock.
Yeah, I think does he have Prismari Command here?
Yeah. Get on Prismari Command. Most likely will be draw 2, discard 2, make a treasure.
Yeah. Also has Spell Pierce here, so honestly might just be able to go for a pretty quick Archon and hold up Spell Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be hard for Chase to beat, but I've seen this 4-color control deck just slog through some really bad board states.
Well, that's not going to help. So make the treasure, draw 2, discard 2, we assume. Chase has 2 counter spells. So Damien will have to take... Yeah, it'll just be Dwarven Mine. Wait. Yeah. So this turn should just come down to Dwarven Mine as your land, make your dwarf, hold up the treasure, creativity.
That line is also weak to removal though. So he might just play it more patiently.
Well, the reason why I say that, there's a counterspell. Oh no. And that's why I felt like...
I mean, I like Spell Piercing there. Getting this Fable to resolve was just such a huge deal.
You gain the 2/2 with whenever it attacks, create a treasure token.
Now this 2/2 Goblin Shaman is so insane right now. Chase like has to try to kill it with all the just permanence it gives Damien to hit creativities with, and then also just how much mana it's going to give Damien.
Gets in for 3. Starts getting that gap to widen a little bit. Another Dwarven Mine? In chat, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Bricker, joined the fray again. Stepped back in the booth behind the mic.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up before I really start talking.
Yeah, so to give you a quick rundown, it's been a really slow gameplay from Damien. He went tap shock, then shocked in the third land, Prismari Command. Really just like good tempo. Being really patient. Chase has just gone land. The only spells that we've seen from Chase have been one counterspell here, and we're about to see another. Just been sitting back. Damien fired off a Spell Pierce against the first counterspell to make sure that his Fable stuck.
Yeah.
And...
Alright, cool. So...
Oh, so I guess it won't be... Huh.
So this is interesting take, and I was getting ready to bring up this point. I think Chase is feeling the pressure of the creatures, and countering that spell at this spot for him, I think he's thinking that's not good enough, because the amount that I'm getting hit is a lot. And Damien also made it incredibly awkward by like not targeting his Goblin Shaman. the token in this, so like Chase isn't really able to get rid of the shaman. What Damien's getting to do here, instead of using creativity, he's just going to be able to just sit there and smack Chase every turn. And then when Chase finally decides that he's able to deal with the board, that's when Damien will be able to creativity or get a transmogrify to work, and that might be why you saw Chase save his counterspell. But doesn't do a lot if we just don't have a whole lot of cards in hand to do much with. Case Perseveration is a start though.
Might warn the Prismari command, draw 2, discard 2, and possibly 2.
Yeah, you're kind of getting to that range where you do eventually just want to start hitting Chase. Like, you play bolts in your deck, you play. He doesn't play Fire and Ice, so I'm getting mixed up with the Transmogger. Or some do. Some
His list doesn't
sometimes
have it.
hard.
Yeah.
But his is not. But you play bolts, you play more Prismari commands. You have 5 damage in play right now if Chase deals with none of it. You can't play the Yorion
Mm-hmm.
in hand. Like, obviously you don't know that, but like. Here comes a Prismatic Ending into the exile pile. Ren 6 going to hand, other card going to bottom.
So fire off the Prismatic Ending at the Shaman.
Yep. This is where you're going to see this Mark Man get fired off. This should be. It should be 2 damage plus like any other mode.
Yeah, it should be
Which
2
is gonna
damage,
be 2
draw 2, discard
loot.
2. Should be loot.
So I'm just going to put Chase down to 9. Damien does have 2 dwarfs, maybe. Just drew.
A Ren and a Dwarven Mine. Yep, put those in the bin. I'm going to sit on the other Prismatic command until
Prismari.
Prismari
You put
command.
Prismatic Ending and Prismari command together.
Yeah.
It's fine. I got you. You're
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
You put the command, you got to sit on the command until next turn. Last card in hand. All.
So we're going to fetch one in step.
Then the deck one more time. Maybe even make another person. Yeah, there it is.
Chase, we're electing not to play the Ren ping one of these. Well, the only one that would be in play, Dwarf. But he's getting hit for 4 just to hold up his counterspell. In which he might also
So let's say Chase
fire
does
off
counterspell.
Smart, man.
He's still taking
To
4.
Fairy. Fairy being a very important card that has to be countered here. I'm curious to see if Damien doesn't do. If this Teferi sticks, if he doesn't, there's a world where you pop, bounce back your Fable to play it to make more threats because it's still a 2/2, but then it'll eventually loot again.
What is? No.
But that seems a little.
I was gonna say, what world?
Damien doesn't have white.
He has a treasure.
No, he has treasures, but
Yeah.
like just. I realized he didn't have white mana.
Yep.
That's time. Now we have Ren to Fairy land. He's all the way down to 3. I still like firing off to Fairy first. Is holding Prismari Command potentially. Because Prismari Command can remove Solitude from play.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really get rid of Omnath. Obviously.
Well, the other thing, the other side of this coin is taking the Ren, play the Ren, pick up. Well, it doesn't, but pick up to get the Dwarven Mine. And guaranteed another body.
That's true. Well, also not only that, you have another body plus you start paying. It
You get to make another body on that next turn, and then you get to ping.
might also just be worth paying.
True.
Like straight up. Because even if Chase were to Fury, and I'm not sure if Chase even plays any in the main. There might be 1, 2. Okay. 2 confirmed maybe. Sure.
We saw 2.
Okay. They always change whether they're on like 1 Fury, 4 Furies, no Furies. Goes up and down all the
6.
time. 12, maybe.
It's an 80 card deck. You can have any number. That's
Yeah.
how it works. Oh, Baby Tough.
Maybe that's being important. He's getting a little bit more awkward for Damien.
Yeah, having. Yeah, Blair's the Orion. Flicker. UTB take 1. You know that will be interesting.
An Ephemerate. One mana available.
You know it will be interesting though. There's that. Yeah.
There's the fairy that cannot be counterspelled because we didn't hit a land off of our flicker.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's going to Ephemerate. Could have Ephemerated Leyline Binding to take out a dwarf.
But instead,
Well, I mean this happens. This comes back on end step. It doesn't come back immediately.
yeah.
Fairy's going to enter. That's going to make it 2/2. He's going to bounce Yorion, and he's going to hit him for 2. So we... obviously, Ephemerate can't target Binding. What am I
Yeah.
talking about?
Oh no, but Ephemerate still targets Yorion. Yorion can
Yeah.
flicker the board.
I don't know where my brain went with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't work like that.
Well, he's already drawn and everything. I would say he's already drawn a card. Well, stay out there because he also drew a card, and we need to make sure that gets covered. Like he drew off his Abundant Growth as well. All right, but getting back into the game, a little bit of an oopsie poopsie. Doesn't really matter in the long run because this lane's going to tap for any color it wants to, I guess. But
Yeah, if he hadn't drawn yet, it's really no issue, and he just gets the correct land. That is a legal grab. But since he drew the card, there might have been some difference, but I think it ended up being this.
yeah, I was just like, no, because the deck's still random. Like when you draw your card,
Mhm.
it just technically you take out the chance that you could have drawn a Temple Guard. Not spot. Now the Temple Guard's in your hand. It's not there to fetch whenever. Here's the little things.
Okay, back to your normal gameplay.
Yeah, now we're back. I don't know. Sometimes you get upset when I see a land like an Abundant Growth on a fetch land.
You're not the only one.
All I'm saying is if they took my Snow Permanent away from me, they should take Abundant Growth away from me. That's all I'm trying to say. I want to play bad cards. Okay, Icewind Quad was a good card, but I want to play it in my bad decks.
I mean, I don't think Astrolabe is coming back.
It's not coming back.
I
It's
think
not
Astrolabe
coming
is. It's just 4 more Abundant Growth.
Yeah, but it's at the time it's like get rid of them all or get rid of none.
That's how they went across the bands. That's for
Although if you blow up the land, it gets them both at the same time.
True.
But that's like your trade off.
yeah. So Chase can never fetch with that land without losing.
Yeah, but at the same time you never have to.
Well,
Oh yeah. Express Federation is gonna eat up Spell Pierce. Smiley face.
yeah. I keep Chase off of the card advantage.
And if there's a card proven to give card advantage, it would be the card Express Federation, as we saw in Pioneer. Getting the axe. Terrence still cries one out the club for it. Doc.
Ren. Chase again saying it's good. I just don't like it.
How about it? So RC had Damien's life total off by 1. Damien's now at 14. Yeah, so if you saw the shock come in and he only lost 1 life, RC had him at 15, but Damien was still actually at 16. So a little bit of clarity there. Very easy to accidentally click an extra time on that board.
Mm-hmm. So looks like Damien's getting himself set up for a big creativity. Just needs to get there.
He's got another Fable, which we saw how well that played out in the last game in terms of making 2 threats, drawing some cards, making treasures, making things real awkward for Chase to deal with. But Teferi is going to make things awkward for Damien to deal with. To an extent.
Not too terrible though, because sure he can bounce the crab. Okay.
No, that's Teferi.
But Damien's going to be able to go, down tick ping, play land, make a dwarf, play Fable.
So Damien's making a decision. These are like the little small decisions of like, do I want to thin my deck out?
Mm-hmm.
Which you could argue that Damien is supposed to there. But also, like, I think he's holding on to that land to pitch it later. Whereas right now he gets the value from Dwarven Mine and doesn't have to take that extra damage. Because that land's going to go fetch a Dwarven Mine.
Yeah. And he doesn't need to send that land away right this second. Because Ren cannot get it back right this turn.
Right. So, like, he's not too upset about just playing a Dwarven Mine, getting the creature down now that can attack. Although you could argue playing the fetch land allows him to do it on end step. But you would then have to take a damage for that. And maybe Damien at 14 decided, I don't really feel like taking the damage. Which could be one of the small things that matter in the end when we were talking a couple rounds ago about, like, sometimes your opponent lives at 1. And then you're like, oh, he didn't fetch earlier, so he actually survives because of it. And that land's a slippery boy.
Well, it is part of the island land, so like
it do be wet.
Do be wet. What? Chase can be the one that's like all wet.
All right.
No, you know. So, I think the board state really tells the story of this game so far. I think the board state really tells the story of the game so far. Damien's had everything under the sun that he's needed so far.
Besides the creativity.
Like creativity or transmogrify. And Chase has been struggling to get the value engine online.
First Fairy Shaman is gone.
Sure. Send the dwarf at Tef.
That's why I'm not too worried about to die at the moment. The dwarf's hitting Tef or Ren's hitting Tef. But we can also plush Ren here and get a land back. Make another boy. We see. Hard evidence. Clue. One of these clues are eventually probably going to get sacked to draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you get like a like a redundant amount, you get like an extra one. So you feel a lot safer about popping it because again, it doesn't matter if you hold it for creativity if you never draw a creativity.
Correct.
So like sometimes you do have to maybe sack what you could have flipped 3 and 2 into 2 to get to it quicker.
And of course, with Damien, like he does have 4 total tokens right now.
Yeah, like he has a lot of tokens. Here's a Ren. He has 1 less token.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Although Chase looks like he's buying a land back, which
Also makes sense.
also makes sense. Prismatic ending in hand for Chase.
1, 2.
Green Pool
The
was
Ren.
played for Ren. This is 2 mana on Ren, most likely. This is getting exiled. Here comes a Clue Pop, most likely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Talked about
Creativity.
before. The land.
It looks like Transmogrify.
It might be Transmogrify. I thought it was a land. But your eyes are sharper than mine. Why I'm wearing glasses and you're not.
I have contacts.
Oh, okay. That's why you're wearing contacts and I'm not.
Get him.
What a way for that one to backfire, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I think my eyes might even be worse. I have astigmatism.
I'm just farsighted.
Yeah.
So.
Get wrecked. I'm worse.
Oh yeah, my bad, man. Forgot we were having a competition right now.
There's the creativity.
Alright,
I was one card off. I was one card off, chat. I'm sorry.
So now you
just
so
get it?
before we talked, like I had talked to Damien, I was like, I think you waited to get like too much value, like in between rounds at one point. This might be one of the times. Like he's not gonna have the dwarven mind, man. Like you can do it here. This is probably gonna be flipping like 3. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you can only get 2, I guess. Could be wrong, but that's supposed to flip the Fable.
3.
Fable's supposed to flip.
Yes.
Aaron. Thanks, King. Important.
Yeah, but not irrelevant.
Dang, Terrence.
Sorry.
What's that door do to you? I'm sorry for your ears, chat. Headphone users, unplug, please. Alright, 5 minute, we're creativity in 2 of these. We're gonna do the non-threats,
But you're also holding up Veil.
and you're holding up a veil.
Because guess who talked to him about that? This guy.
Well, also, like, 2 Archons, it's the same at this point, to an extent.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, but it is.
Like, even if it's Teferi bounce one.
Well, even if they play Teferi, you just cast a veil in response. They can't target it.
True. Yeah.
He's like, "Would you like to look, sir?"
And time to cram these cards together.
It's time to bust another sleeve. No, Damien was talking before, and it's all but solidified right now, kind of with what we see at this board state. Chase going down the single card.
Mhm.
Like, Damien was talking before, he's like, I made it, man, and he gave me a fist bump. I was like, there's like 8 people that have drawn. He goes, nope, looks like I have to play, probably. So, like,
Yeah.
Damien at one point who thought he was going to be able to draw in is not going to be able to. So he has to play this out because Chase has to win. Basically, to get in to the top 8. But this weirdly works out in Damien's favor because now he's going to be a 5-1 and there's only 2 undefeateds.
Yeah.
So Damien's looking at potentially 3rd, 4th, being on the play in round.
First.
It might be first.
Well, they would have a draw, right?
They would be 4-0-1. They'd be 4-0-2.
There was 2 undefeateds.
Yeah. So
Right.
they get
If they draw, they were 5-0-1.
No, they were 4-0-2 because they were 4.
They double drew?
They double drew.
When Amin was talking, you have the stats.
Yeah, true.
So, it's whatever. What they told me earlier was that there was only 2 undefeated. So, they drew
Okay.
and then would have to play. Or
So-
something similar. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Worst
Yeah.
case scenario, he's 3rd.
So Damien is now mathematically the only person with 5 wins, so he will be the number 1 seed.
Look at Damien
That's what
go.
I'm
He's getting